Okay. Awesome question. Let me see. We've got Auburn, New York. Oh, you didn't unmute. Hold on. All right. We've got Auburn, New York.
Hey, Mike, it's Jay in Charlotte. How are you?
Good. How you doing, Jay?
I'm doing good. I got a question
Good.
for you. Situation I'm in, kind of in line with what you were talking about to lead up the call tonight. I've I've done some land deals, but they've always been like single parcel kind of stuff. And now, last night I met with a landowner. He has an acre with well, septic, and electric on site. And then he has 4 more acres that are a mix of wooded and kind of heavy brush. And I was wondering, how do you guys, like, in the acquisition side of things, how do you guys structure these deals with, basically, these normal folks that don't necessarily understand wrapping seconds and partial release clauses and all this other stuff? How do you guys structure these deals on the buy side? Can you walk us through some of that?
On the buy, all right. So let me get this. Let me totally understand what you're asking. You're asking when we buy it, like if we're going to put a mobile on it, or are you just asking? Like, give me some scenarios of what you're.
Yeah. So here we go. Right. So this is going to be a 5 acre deal. He's asking $12,000 an acre. What I would obviously love to do would be to put, parcel this off and sell the parcels but what I'd love to do is propose to him seller financing.
Okay. So what I'll do on a lot of those is I'll buy. So I just did one with a gentleman. He didn't understand partial releases, all that kind of stuff. So I'll just do the paperwork with the title company, and I'll put a partial release clause in there, and I'll pay him X amount and all that, and I leave it up to them to find it in the closing docs and all that, because I'm just doing on the buy side. I'm looking out for my best interest and what we're going to do. If they ask about it, I'll walk them through it. I'll say, okay, I'm going to buy these 5 acres from you. I'm going to turn it into 5 lots. I'm going to sell them off one by one. I'll give you 50% of the profit of each one for a partial release. And I'll just walk them through it and teach them what we're doing.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I wasn't thinking of, leaving it in the closing document. I was thinking about, making it a line item in the option agreement.
No, so I never do that, because some people will be like, well, I don't want to sell it to you because you're going to break it up, or my aunt lives down the road and she doesn't want it broken up. Once I buy it, it's nobody's business what I'm going to do with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
So that's one thing I don't like to tell people, because it's killed deals for me in the past. So I'm real careful about what I'm going to tell people about what I'm going to do with the property.
Okay.
The other thing that'll happen is they'll be like, oh, well, he's going to make money if he does that, so I'm going to go break it apart and do the same thing. And that always nicks me in the butt.
If you were buying 5 acres and did get owner financing with that, I'm guessing that in your paperwork you have something saying in there that gives you permission to basically split up this guy's collateral and start selling it off in pieces.
Well, so you can go plat it and all that, but it's still, his collateral's still there. It's still fine. Selling it off in the pieces where you have to have partial release clauses and everything, because he might say, I'm not going to let you sell that first lot until you pay me off. So you've got to get with the title company and get partial release clauses written in there that you can parcel this out as long as this is where your integrity comes in, because you've got to make sure that thing's paid off by the time you get to the last lot, right?
Yeah.
So you've got to make sure, you give him a portion of it to pay it down. So if you're buying it for $100,000 and you're selling each lot for $30,000, you know, you're at 150. Every time one of those lots sells, you got to give him $20,000 so you stay even on it.
Yeah, I get it. Okay.
But usually it's something that's easier to go back to them and talk to them about than do up front.
Yeah. Okay. And you're
Now,
saying
the risk,
let him and his
the
attorney
risky run. What's that?
I said, so you're saying, you know, have it drafted and let him and his attorney find it.
That's what I do because that's just how we've always done it. It's like, hey, you know, we draft up this and we tell the title company put this, this, and this in the note. We can break it up, yada, yada. And we've never had an issue with it. But you need to approach it the best way you think for the individual sellers.
Okay.
So like the one we just did that we're going to split in half, we haven't told the gentleman yet what we're doing. We're going to split it in half. We didn't put on there that, because we don't plan on selling them. We told the title company to make sure it's wrappable, that we can wrap it. We didn't tell him that. We actually told him right after close, hey, we made it wrappable. He was fine with it. We haven't told him we're going to split it yet. So we're going to put a home on the front, go to the county, get everything approved, and then go tell them, hey, we're going to split these up. Here's how we're going to do it. Here's why we're going to do it. So there's a plan in place and he can see it's been thought out and planned out, and he's happy with us doing it. So part of that helps ease it when you go to tell people what you're going to do.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah, it gives me some ideas. Okay.
Yeah, you really got to feel out the seller and see, you know, like I'm doing another one that's 100 acres, and the only reason anybody would ever buy this one is because they're going to break it apart. That's the only reason anybody would ever buy this piece of property. So he already knew it up front. So he started talking about it up front, and I told him I wasn't going to give him anything on the first 20 or 30 lots because I've already paid $200,000 to replat his property. So I'm not going to give him any profit out of the first 20 lots. So there's going to be 130 lots. I'm not giving him any profit on the first 20 because he's already got a fully platted property that's worth double what it was when he sold it to me.
Yeah.
So each one's different. You got to work it and figure it out, you know, and some sellers might not care at all. You can just go do whatever, you know, you can tell them what you're going to do and I'll feel that out. How do you think this guy is?
He has very ugly emotional ties to the property.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't bring that one up.
he just wants to be done with it, is what he said. So.
Okay. Well, if he just wants to be done with it, then you could possibly just tell him, you know, I plan on breaking it apart. We need to do a partial release clause, and here's what I can give you on each one.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I know it's a kind of a vague answer, but it truly is different for every situation, so I don't want to steer you in one certain way,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I totally get it. I mean, I wasn't looking for a how-to manual on these exact 5 acres. I was just, you gave me an idea, and it's up to me to figure out, you know, how to apply this stuff to what I'm doing. You know, the other thing is it's, and I think you can probably relate to this. It's like comping houses is a whole lot easier than trying to figure out what you can sell parcels of land for. You know, especially when you're going to replat it and, you know, put mobile homes or modulars on there or something, because there's no deed restrictions in this area. So I could do whatever I want with it. Ideally, it'd be to sell to people to put mobile homes on here. But
Right.
Have you, like,
okay.
with this 100-acre parcel that you were describing, are you guys don't you have to have roads installed and water and sewer and all this other stuff? Like, it's a development.
On the 100-acre one, it's a full development. We're going to have 130 lots out of it. It's a true full development.
Okay.
You know, roads, water will be put in, septics on every lot, that kind of thing.
Yeah, like I mean, this isn't necessarily your guys' core competency. What did you do? What was the business play there? Did you team up with a developer, or like how would like what if I stumbled on a 100-acre lot tomorrow? What's the play?
So I did that 80-acre one over off Stacy Road, and I limped through it. I also talked to some developers a lot. A good friend out of Houston, him and I talk all the time. Pass some ideas back and forth. I talked to some other people. My degree from college is actually in land development as well, so that kind of helped quite a bit. But I got paired up with an excellent engineer who did the platting and everything, and he's helped me on that 100-acre one as well. And for me, that's been the biggest thing, is get the right engineer in the right county, and that's helped tremendously. But it's really no different. It's no different than remodeling a house. You have subcontractors that do the water. You have subcontractors that do the roads, and you're getting all these subcontractors together. You're bidding stuff out. It's no different. It's just a much larger, more expensive scale.
Gotcha. Okay.
So.
Okay. My last question for you is, I guess
it looks like depending on where you are, they might ask your lender to sign off on your plat. I haven't had anybody ask my private lender to sign off on a plat. I've done 3 of them now.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I got, Mike. Thanks for the help.
Hey, Jay, sorry that the system dropped my call for some reason, but can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I'm all set. That was the end of my questions.
Oh, real quick, it looks like you might have to have the lender sign off on your plat. I'm sure it's different everywhere and different depending on the lender. So you just be a heads up. You might have to have them sign off on a plat. So if that's the case, you're going to want to discuss it with them beforehand.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Have a good one.
Thank you.